8 minutes on top of the hour, 1 p.m. Good afternoon. Welcome to Pepeta TV 1 p.m. Bulletin. So my name is Chacha Tobias. This afternoon, we have quite a lot of lineup for you. So stay tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end. And to begin with, several people were injured in Kariobangi North as rival groups clashed when DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua graced the Thanksgiving services of DCP candidate who won in the last week by elections, and the police were forced to fire tear gas canister to disperse the rival groups. Gachagua has condemned the incident, claiming the government hired goons to disrupt his Kariobangi church event.
Tuma wahuni na polisi ati wapige watu wa Kariobangi North kwa sababu hawakuchagua mtu ya UDA. Hakuna shida. Siku ukipanga wahuni kupiga viongozi, kupiga wananchi, ndio hii jamii na kuchukia zaidi kuliko vile imekuchukia. Na yule anakushauri amekupoteza. Haongei mambo ya ushindi ya Nairobi, haongei mambo ya Narok, haongei mambo ya Kisa, wanaongea mambo ya Mbere. Mbere mimi nilienda kusaidia DP.
Hapa Kariobangi North ni kwa mlima. Hapo Narok Town ni kwa mlima. Kule Kisa East ni kwa mlima. Sasa tungependa kuambia kwamba hii chama sio ya mlima pekee.
Away from that, Kenya Kwanza leaders have billed the outcome of the recently concluded by-election a winning template for the 2027 general elections, accusing the united opposition for lacking a strategy to mount a formidable challenge at the ballot. Speaking in Uasin Gishu County and Kericho County, speaking Uasin Gishu County and Kericho counties, the leaders also held a broad-based arrangement calling the union between UDA and ODM parties as unifying and all-inclusive.
Tunapiga uchaguzi wa manifesto, lakini si uchaguzi wa ukabila, si uchaguzi wa shares, si uchaguzi wa majigambo, na wananchi waliwaweza kuwatuliza na kuwaweka katika nafasi yenu.
Tujiandae sasa ile ambayo itakuja, kwa sababu njia tayari imeanza kuonekana vile mambo yatakuwa. Kuna hata wale walikuwa doubting Thomases, wengi sasa wameingia chini ya mwamba.
Nchi inaendeshwa na umoja. Yule mbunge amechakuliwa Malaba anaunganisha Wakenya. Watu wa Malaba wametupatia sifa.
Root factor setting, Raila aliwacha watu wa ODM in the name of opposition kwa serikali ikiitwa broad-based government. And that is how we have enjoyed some peace for some time.
Sasa ni uchaguzi ule main, na rais apige gari yake start, azunguke na aoneshane ile maendeleo amefanya. Hawa wa upinzani tutamalizana nao saa 12 asubuhi.
We mean business. Niliona rafiki yetu ule mtu ya shares akizungumza maneno, akizungumza, nikaona rafiki yangu Muturi anachapa kijana ngumi na mateke. Kura itafutu hivyo.
On, President William Ruto has urged Kenyans to support newly elected leaders in delivering on their mandate to transform Kenya into a first world nation. Speaking at AIC Church in Milimani, the president congratulated all by-election winners, saying their victory reflects the trust Kenyans have placed in them. He also urged citizens to pray for the country's leadership as it navigates tough challenges, stressing that the dream of a first world Kenya will be realized through effective implementation of infrastructure projects.
Pray for those who have been elected, pray for those of us who are serving, so that we can discover the will of God for our nation and the purposes of God for our leadership, and so that together with those who are being elected, we can forge ahead and do the will of God for our nation. Continue to pray, and I want to congratulate all of them from all the political parties and all the political formations. There is no leader who is elected by default or by chance. It is God who determines leadership. Therefore, and to welcome them into leadership so that we can take our country to the next level.
Number of 1,837 chiefs and their deputies graduated after completing studies in administration, law and security. President William Ruto presided over the graduation ceremony at the Police Training College, Embakasi campus in Nairobi.
Women, and I did specifically single out single mothers to participate in this exercise. Your role is to mobilize beneficiaries, support fair trading environments, eliminate disruptions, promote good governance in cooperatives and SACCOs, and facilitate access to information on government policies and opportunities. At the same time, the government continues to expand digital public services to enhance efficiency and transparency. Over 27,000 services have already been onboarded onto the digital platforms, with further expansion underway, including universal connectivity and the rollout of Jitume labs in all wards. You are expected to adopt digital systems fully, ensure accurate reporting, and support citizens in accessing digital services. Our housing agenda seeks to stimulate employment and provide dignified living conditions. Ongoing programs include affordable housing projects in urban and peri-urban areas, upgrading of roads, electricity connectivity, water provision, modern markets, public facilities linked to housing. That this training is being undertaken 10 years after the last one was undertaken, which is not quite right. My instructions to the ministry is that every officer, chief and assistant chief, including our other officers, as soon as they are hired, they should not stay for more than 6 months before they...
As to our first commercial break here to Pepeta TV 1 PM News Bulletins. I will be back with more news in details. Don't go too far.
Karibu mpenzi mtazamaji, bila shaka unakutana na Daktari Ngoso, mtaalamu wa tiba za asilia. Tunadiri na shida mbalimbali pamoja na magonjwa. Baadhi ya dawa, tuko na dawa hii hapa inaitwa mvuto kazi. Hii dawa itakusaidia wewe unayetafuta kazi. Tuko na dawa mfungua pesa. Hii dawa mfungua pesa na wewe ambaye unafanya kazi, pesa ikai kwenye mikono, pesa unafanya mwaka hadi mwaka mwingine, uone pesa, hii dawa itakusaidia. Tuko na dawa inaitwa msaka uchawi. Hii dawa itakusaidia katika mambo na matatizo ya kiuchawi, hii dawa itatusaidia. Tuko na dawa mvuto wa mapenzi. Tuko na dawa mvuto wa mapenzi na yenyewe iko hapa, hiyo dawa itatusaidia. Tuko na shurubati majini. Shurubati majini hii hapa, nafikiri walioitumia wanaijua, na wewe kama hujawahi kutumia shurubati majini, njoo hii dawa itakusaidia. Tuko na pete yetu hii hapo inayozunguka. Pete yenyewe, pete ya mvuto, itakusaidia. Vile vile tuko na kisomo. Wale wanaopenda kisomo, kujeni, tutasaidiwa. Tunapatikana hapa nchini Kenya katika mji huu wa Bungoma. Wale ambao hamjagusiwa, tutembelee kwenye tovuti yetu hiyo hapo inayopita hapo chini, tuweze kupata yaliyo mengi zaidi. Hata na wale ambao mko nje ya Kenya, tutembelee kwa tovuti yetu au tutafute kwenye hiyo nambari ya simu, mtaweza kusaidika. Tunapatikana kwa nambari ya simu 0718 75 69 44. Hiyo namba vile vile inapatikana kwenye WhatsApp. Tutembelee au tupigie, utapokelewa na kusaidiwa mara moja. Asante kwa kunisikiliza. Karibuni.
Back from that short commercial break and moving on with our bulletin this afternoon is residents living along Lake Victoria have now been urged to observe environmental cleanliness in order to preserve the quality of the lake. And speaking during the official opening of the LVBC headquarters in Kisumu, Minister Beatrice School highlighted the importance of the lake to the national economy due to fishing and tourism, and this is happening at the time when the number of fish in the lake has reportedly decreased dramatically.
You've had agriculture, fisheries, hydropower, transport, tourism and biodiversity that sustain our economies and our people. It is a constant reminder that the futures of partner states are intimately linked, as Deputy Governor you've alluded only too well.
I am confident that the LVBC is well positioned to champion joint ecosystem restoration efforts across the basin, protecting the watersheds, protecting the forest, the wetlands, and the lake ecosystem. Now, such initiatives will stabilize water levels, reduce pollution, restore fisheries productivity, and also protect communities from climate shocks.
This headquarters is therefore a strategic investment not only in institutional capacity, but in the livelihoods and prosperity of millions who depend on the lake.
This state-of-the-art facility will serve as a hub for coordination, research, and innovation, thus strengthening our capacity for environmental stewardship, transboundary cooperation, and a socio-economic transformation throughout the basin.
Parliament in Ndindi Nyoro has criticized the rise in violence and threats witnessed during the recent by-elections. Speaking in Kiharu town, Nyoro said he has participated in several by-elections before, but has never seen such level of force, misuse of funds, and involvement of the police. He urged leaders to respect citizens' freedoms and avoid inciting political violence.
Mimi nimeshiriki katika by-elections in my first term pale Kiaba, mpaka nikaregesa hii msipi yangu mara mbili kwa sababu ya kukodea huko nikifanya campaign, and therefore nimeparticipate katika by elections kule Rorie Nyandarua last term, but it is the first time that it is happening in Kenya ya kwamba wakati kuna by elections tunaona bullets zikikuwa shot. It is the first time. It is also the first time we are seeing the kind of level of intimidation na kutumia fedha za umma, na katika level tunaona saa hii hatujawahi ona tena. We want to request all the leaders, political leaders, there is no leader who was born ati kazi yake tu ni kusupport mwingine. Every leader na every person ako na nafasi ya mawazo na ako na freedom of association. Tupeleke chini hii mambo ya temperature ya juu sana, especially serikali ikitumia nguvu ya askari kwa mambo ya uchaguzi.
And that news brings us to the end of our broadcast here at Pepeta TV 1 PM News Bulletins. Thank you so much for staying tuned for this broadcast from the beginning to the end. We sure do not take that for granted. And for those news in details, make sure that you visit our social media platform on X, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook at Pepeta TV. And don't forget to give a like and subscribe. I've been your host, Chacha Tobias. I wish you a lovely day. Goodbye.
Business Corner every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. with your favorite presenter Ari Tari. Unlock your business potential where innovation meets opportunity, explore industry trends and strategies that drive success. Empowering entrepreneur from youth, connect with experienced professionals and rising entrepreneurs. Join us and elevate your business vision. Be part of our business evolution, step into success one conversation at a time.